flooding, what neighbors claim is the cause. Plus, a group working to replenish the seagrass in the Indian River Lagoon, why their mission is so important. And the program offering scholarships to help cover the cost of summer camp. This is News 6 Mornings.
Hey, good morning on your hump day. It is 7 a.m. I'm Crystal Moyer.
Justin Mormouth, Trooper Steve, got an eye on those roads this morning.
Yep.
Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos got an eye in the skies. Not a lot of rain in the forecast.
Yeah,
and boy, we need it.
But we got some fire.
Yeah, and the problem is, though, is that the weather, the conditions that we have, it's going to make it feel really nice and comfortable. So that's the plus. Problem is, it's those same conditions that are making it really difficult for fire crews. So that's really the problem. We just need rain. Not just a little rain here and there. We just need a good dose of it. And there's not any of that to talk about really, at least in the next 2 weeks or so. Downtown Orlando Skycam right now, we're at 65 degrees in Orlando. Stanford also holding in those mid-60s. 62 currently right now in Melbourne. So we are seeing the skies nice and clear. We're going to continue to see tons of sunshine into the afternoon. We're in the upper 50s in Marion County at 57 degrees. Holding at 60 in Palm Coast, 62 degrees there in Kissimmee. But then into the afternoon, we are back into those mid to upper 70s, low 80s though, further inland. So this will be our one day only, where temperatures will be running below average. This is the problem, though. We, again, are looking at low humidity values because a cold front came through, drying things out even more. Our vegetation's dry, our temperatures are going to be warm, and we have just enough of a breeze that is going to be increasing our fire threat. Right now, the big fire that we are, of course, going to be watching closely due to how much smoke it is emitting across parts of Volusia County is there in between kind of New Smyrna Beach. We'll have more on that coming up in a little bit. We'll have more details, though, as well as look at your rain chances. Are we looking at any rain in the future? And also looking at how warm things will get for your Easter weekend. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your News 6 traffic update.
Thank you, ma'am. Smoke out in this area is part of the travel advisory this morning along Volusia County State Road 44. And then we just had a crash happen just outside of Graves here. So this is going to be Graves just east of kind of the Holland Boulevard area. You can see a heavy westbound delay here just east of I-4. This just came out a second ago, so please be careful. Could it have involved smoke? It could. Could it just involve someone not paying attention? Most likely. So please just make sure you're not that type of driver today. We are watching a fatal crash also over by Wildwood this morning at 44 and 475 that currently has that intersection closed. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Trooper Steve. Turning back now to the weather as our days of dry conditions help raise the risk for brush fires.
We had multiple breakout yesterday, including this fire in Volusia County, a rather large one, burned more than 250 acres south of State Road 44 between Deltona and New Smyrna Beach. And now the county is taking action to try and keep people safe. News 6's Mark Lehman following this live for us this morning, and a burn ban in Volusia County, Mark, just went into effect within the last few hours.
Yeah, that went into place at midnight. With things so dry, those flames can spread very quickly, and that's what we saw near this area. And this morning, the Florida Highway Patrol has been monitoring State Road 44. We've been seeing some fog in the area. There's been concern over the smoky conditions as that fire is still burning a few miles away from here. Giant plumes of smoke were sent into the air after the wildfire sparked up yesterday afternoon near Ranchette and Holly Roads. Volusia County Fire Rescue and the Florida Forest Service had crews establishing containment lines around the fire and used a helicopter to drop water. Last check, the fire grew to 270 acres and is 80% contained. This is in a very rural area, so no evacuations were ordered, but firefighters have been on standby to protect homes if needed. This is all happening as that burn ban is now in effect. It applies to unincorporated Volusia County, the towns of Oak Hill, Lake Helen, and Pearson. All outdoor burning is prohibited in these areas, including burning of trash and campfires. Now, outdoor cooking is allowed, but only if it's done with a contained grill. Violations of the ban are punishable by a fine of up to $500 and 60 days in jail. And as crews are continuing to watch the conditions out here this morning, there are worries more fires could pop up with no significant rain in sight. I'm working to find out more details about this fire now that we're getting some sunlight this morning. We're working to find out if it's grown any overnight or if it's possibly contained more. And I'll keep you updated with any new details as we get them. For now, reporting live in Volusia County, Mark Lehman, News 6.
We'll check back in. Thank you, Mark. Crews in Lake County also had their hands full battling a separate fire yesterday. Sky 6 was over this one as well, near Lake Erie Road, south of Groveland. This fire burned 13 acres, and the Forest Service says unfortunately one structure and multiple vehicles ended up damaged. The good news, though, it is now 100% contained.
Breaking overnight, police are searching for a missing girl in Altamont Springs. Take a moment, look at your screen. This is 13-year-old Rachel Scott. Police say she was last seen around 5:15 last night in the area of Wymore Road. Her family is concerned because Rachel has autism and is unfamiliar with the area. If you've seen her or have any information, call Altamont Springs Police.
New this morning, a Jones High School student is out of class and in custody after police say he had a gun on campus. Orlando police released these pictures yesterday showing the weapon along with a magazine and bullets. They say it was found in a 17-year-old's backpack during a random weapons search yesterday. Police aren't saying what the team was planning to do with the gun, only that he's now being charged with possession of a firearm on school property and carrying a concealed weapon.
Also new this morning, a Broward County murder suspect is arrested here in Central Florida, and investigators say it was a license plate camera that helped track him down. Vital Joseph was being held for murder and an attempted murder charge. Investigators say Joseph stabbed a former girlfriend and her daughter Saturday morning. The woman later died at the hospital. Family members of the victim released ring camera video of Joseph leaving the house. Investigators say while driving through Palm Bay, Joseph's license plate was flagged by a tag reader. Florida Highway Patrol and Palm Bay Police then worked together to track him down.
Now to a scary scene in Brevard County after a home goes up in flames. This happened just after 7 o'clock last night on Dixon Avenue in Titusville. Crews say heavy fire and smoke pouring from the carport area when the fire was first reported and then spread to the rest of the home. The fire department was able to successfully knock it down. No one was injured. The cause is now under investigation. With just a little over 2 weeks left in this year's legislative session, Florida lawmakers appear to be pretty far apart when it comes to plans to cut taxes. The state Senate advanced its plan through another committee yesterday. It calls for permanently eliminating sales tax on clothes and shoes under $75 and offers a series of new sales tax holidays. But that's different from the much larger House proposal, which includes a blanket cut of the sales tax from 6 to 5.25% and a drop in the tax rate on electricity. The legislative session is scheduled to end May 2nd. The state's Hope Florida program is under investigation, and right now all eyes are on Governor DeSantis and the First Lady.
Hope Florida is a welfare assistance program championed by Casey DeSantis, but questions are being raised about a $10 million donation from the state's largest Medicaid managed care provider. Members of the House Health Care Budget Subcommittee spent more than 2 hours yesterday asking questions about Hope Florida leadership, but the governor was quick to blow off the controversy, saying the criticism is all politics.
This is looking more and more like a conspiracy to use Medicaid money to pay for campaign activity.
These guys in the Florida House of Representatives, you got a cabal of them in the leadership. They are colluding with liberal media and the Democratic Party in Florida to try to manufacture smears against Hope Florida, against me, against the First Lady.
The president of the foundation admitted mistakes were made when it comes to filing certain tax documents, but that everything is now being handled appropriately.
School is almost done for the year, and that means many kids will be headed to camp. And now one local county is offering the help to cover the cost.
Later this morning, Volusia County will open its applications for scholarships. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez is live with the details. And Stephanie, they help hundreds of children a year attend summer camps.
Crystal, Justin, they sure do, and it makes just a huge impact because the average price of childcare, for summer camp per child in the summer here in Florida is $2,544, and it's a price tag that many parents just cannot afford.
So last year we received over 1,000 applications, and then we were able to provide scholarships to 725 individuals.
If you're a Volusia County resident and you want to send your kid to summer camp, the county can help.
So this program is for families that are at or below 200% of the poverty level.
The summer camp scholarship program is for children between 5 and 14. Children up to 17 with special needs may also be eligible.
We just ask that you attend. We do take attendance.
It's a financial weight off the shoulders for parents in need.
According to data from Child Care Aware, in 2023 here in Florida, it cost parents about $2,500 to send one child to summer camp. And nearby states are also in the thousands of dollars, with Georgia at around $2,000 and Alabama at $1,800.
It's also beneficial for the children. The American Camp Association says camp helps them develop social skills, self-respect, and character.
There's a lot of different enrichment programs that happen at our summer campsites, and it also makes sure that these kids are being supervised and that they have fun activities that they look forward to doing every day. And it's just a great way to ensure that they're staying out of trouble and being supervised every day in a safe environment.
So I mentioned earlier that I went to summer camp. I was also a camp counselor, so there's a little fun fact about me. So these applications open in just a little bit at 7:30 this morning. They are reviewed in the order that they're sent in, so you're encouraged to apply as soon as possible. We have all the information right here on our website, Click Orlando. In the newsroom, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Much needed help there, Stephanie. Thanks. And, when you don't have kids, it's hard to think. Summer camp, but the kids still have to eat. It's summer, so they're not going to school and having those lunches. They're going to eat everything out of your house. You got to get them to summer camp.
It's
all of that adds up.
Yeah, and it's week by week, right? It always changes depending on what week it is. So that's just a great resource for so many families here in Volusia County. It's great to see that. All right, back here at home, we still got a couple more weeks left of school, and today for recess or after school activities, we're looking pretty nice. Temperatures out the door right now are in those 60s, but we got a cold front that just cleared Central Florida. Look at all of that dry air. Now that same dry air that will be making it feel comfortable is also going to make things difficult for fire crews, as our fire danger is going to stay on the high end. Looking at our Daytona Beach sky cam, a beautiful live look out there. The waters look very nice. Our surf is only going to be about 1 to 2 feet, so a fantastic beach day if you have the opportunity to enjoy it. We're going to be in those low 60s. The wind gusts right now, gusting at times up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. You can see it's still kind of a breezy start. We're looking at the breeze kicking up between 10 to 20 miles per hour, but this is going to be the concern. Look how low humidity levels go down into the teens potentially for several hours this afternoon, which is increasing that fire threat. We'll have more details though on any rain in the forecast, but the big time warm up in store coming up in just a bit. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your News 6 traffic update.
We're just giving you the information you need this morning. 44 smoke advisory outside New Smyrna. I do have a crash here at Graves and Howland Boulevard, just east of I-4, causing a serious westbound delay along Howland. So just be cautious. Again, this is all up in Volusia. I do have a fatal crash at State Road 44 at County Road 475. It does look like they've opened up a travel lane out here. Be careful. Brevard County. We're hopping around different counties here, so pay attention. County Road 528, State Road 528. Eastbound, so you're headed towards Cape Canaveral right there at Tropical Trail. There is a crash with some lanes blocked that are slowing us down as well. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Steve. About 7:13 now coming up, a push to fix decades of environmental damage.
Up next, how the team at Restore Our Shores is now getting results for one local area that nearly lost all of its seagrass.
First, though, a chaotic scene at a town hall meeting for one member of Congress, why it ended with some in handcuffs. You're watching News 6 Mornings. Beautiful shot here over Port Canaveral. We'll be right back. New this morning, chaotic moments in Georgia after a town hall meeting for a U.S. representative ends with arrests and even people getting zapped with tasers. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was interrupted several times by protesters, with police forcibly removing several people from the event. The protesters are upset by changes made by President Trump since taking office. Greene, though, dismissed the interruptions and moved on.
Unfortunately, you're being brainwashed by the news that you're watching. A lot of Democrats pride themselves on being educated, and I suggest they educate themselves better.
Some Democrats also face pressure from constituents Tuesday, listening to criticism that they're not fighting hard enough to combat Trump and Republicans.
Now to an update about a possible outbreak of hepatitis C at a local clinic. It now appears the suspicions are true. The Florida Department of Health is notifying anyone who received medical care at Lily J. Vopel in Melbourne between June 2023 and March of this year that unsafe infection control practices may have happened. Last month, we learned 3 of the clinic's patients were infected with hepatitis C. The agency is asking all patients to get tested.
For nearly 2 years, we have been following the progress of a project to plant some new seagrass in the Indian River Lagoon. The goal has been to fix decades of environmental damage there. And as News 6 anchor Ginger Gadsden shows us all new this morning, their work to get results has hit a milestone.
So we're at Palm Shores Shoreside Park. We got a lovely sea breeze coming through. Oh, that's a big old rhizome.
It's a big day for Vaughn Snyder and the team from Restore Our Shores.
So our goal today is to plant 80 of these.
And they're not about to let a little wind ruin the party.
This wind makes the water a little bit turbid, and they are having a little issue just seeing, which is the big part.
The volunteers are part of the conservation arm of the Brevard Zoo. The Indian River Lagoon has lost more than 90% of its seagrass since the 1970s. Scientists think it's mostly due to stormwater runoff, leaky septic tanks, and fertilizers.
So seagrass not only is food for a lot of organisms, but it's also a home for a lot of juvenile organisms.
So today, as part of this experiment, they're face down planting more.
Yeah, you can only see like this far in front of you.
Visibility may be low, but optimism is high. They're planting grass grown in their own nursery, not too far from here. An accomplishment in itself, but then something really special happened.
Oh, it just looks like a little piece of brown rice.
The grass began to flower.
A little grain of rice.
Snyder says that's something few have seen in the wild, let alone in a controlled setting.
The seeds are even smaller, and those get us even more excited. Hopefully, we can reproduce this event and publish it, and other nurseries can use it to create a seed stock.
In Palm Shores, Ginger Gadsden, News 6.
Good to see some results there. Spring and summer are the growing months for shoal grass. The team says it'll check in regularly to document the progress.
While most 10-year-olds are in elementary school eagerly awaiting recess, a California 10-year-old is preparing to graduate from college. Yeah. Alyssa Perales is from San Bernardino, California. Get this, she learned to read at age 2, started algebra problems at 5, began classes at Crafton Hills College when she was only 8. She's just 1 month away from graduating from the 2-year college. As for what's next for her, she's waiting to hear if she's been accepted to Stanford University, age 10.
One thing we did not mention in the past couple hours, her parents.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to the parents probably involved in this, because they've got to be super dedicated to her.
Yeah. Well, they probably weren't expecting to pay for college this early, so.
I highly doubt they're going to have to pay for college.
Yeah,
With a 10-year-old genius.
10-year-old, 4th grade, I'm learning times
prodigy.
tables. I'm not doing calculus.
I was trying to clean the mud off my hands.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Come on.
You were at recess.
Yeah, I gotta get the kids going. Come on, look at this 10-year-old. She's going to college. All right.
Meanwhile, your 10-year-olds, are they ready for today?
My 10-year-olds?
Yes, I mean, well, no, you don't have 10-year-olds.
I don't know.
I was like, wait a minute. Is there something I need to know about?
With the weather today, are your kids ready for today?
Yeah, I think the kids, at least at this point, we're going to enjoy recess and PE today because the weather's going to be feeling just so nice out there.
Are you hiding a 10-year-old somewhere?
No, I'm not hiding a 10-year-old.
You mean they don't have their college admissions test today?
Not yet. Not yet. My God, that would just give me just a surge of anxiety just thinking about that. Woo! Maybe sweat. All right, let's talk about the weather forecast across the area this week. You're going to be sweating a little bit as we head into the weekend, especially by Easter. We're talking about temperatures running near 90 degrees Sunday, Monday, and even into Tuesday of next week. Today will be the one nice little cool spot of the week where temperatures will be below average. We're talking the low 80s today, but then temperatures will continue to crank up Thursday and Friday back into the upper 80s. But across the board, you see that word, it was dry from today throughout at least the beginning of next week. The reason for it, it's this cold front. It brought in another round of very dry air. You can see already looking mostly clear, just a few low-level clouds across southern Osceola at this point. So as this cold front pushes through, big ridge of high pressure kind of replaces it, and that's going to keep things on the dry side. So temperatures right now, it's not noticeably cooler because the front just came through. It will take a little bit of time tomorrow morning. That will be that point of the morning where we'll see the coolest spot. We're at 57 in Ocala, 63 in Daytona Beach. We're down to 62 degrees there in Kissimmee. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today. As you're out and about, you will feel how nice the weather is with that low-end humidity. 82 is our high by 4 p.m. It will be breezy at times. Still tons of sunshine. Cloud cover will be hard to find. Then later on tonight, clear skies. That cooler air will have some time to settle in. So we're going to be running almost 10 to 15 degrees cooler than how we're waking up this morning. So we'll be in the upper 40s in Ocala. 56 will be our wake-up temperature tomorrow in Sanford and Orlando. Still hovering in those mid-60s, though, in Brevard County. Now this temperature trend will continue to kind of slowly step up. We'll go below average today, above average, starting really come Saturday and into the weekend. So Easter Sunday looks to be a warm one, possibly the hottest Easter we've seen at least in the last 5 years. So those Easter egg hunts, make sure they're getting done earlier in the day on Sunday. Early morning sunrise services on Sunday should be mostly dry. So the good news is rain chances are not in the picture all weekend. Rain chances, though, will slowly creep back in, up to about a 20%, but that won't come until possibly Tuesday and Wednesday. Models picking up possibly 1/4 inch of rain. So at this point in time, we'll take whatever rain chances we can get at this point. But right now, we do need a lot more rain than what we'll see on Tuesday. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your News 6 traffic update.
All right, so we have a few spotty things going on. Obviously, the smoke advisory up in this area where this crash is located over at Graves and Howland. So be careful, westbound seeing a delay there. This fatal crash is being investigated since about 5:40, just before 5 o'clock this morning off of 44 and County Road 475, just west of Wildwood. And then this one's slowly getting cleared out eastbound 528 in Brevard at Tropical Trail, aka State Road 3. Outside of that, let's talk about where there aren't crashes, but the delays. Northbound Turnpike, US 192 down in Kissimmee, and then we're seeing those eastbound delays out here at I-4. I know the crash icon's there. Crash was removed a little while ago. Your drive time, not horrible. From Osceola Parkway, so before Champions Gate there or after, 23 minutes to downtown Orlando. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Trooper Steve. Just one day after returning to work, one local teacher is once again forced out of the classroom.
At the bottom of the hour, what was behind an about-face from one local district.
And straight ahead, a much anticipated expansion for one local brewery, where the Crooked Can is now making its second home.
New this morning, a popular local craft brewery is one step closer to opening a new location and headquarters in Mineola. I first told you about the Crooked Cans expansion plans a year and a half ago, and last night, crews officially broke ground on that project. At 40,000 square feet, the new facility will be nearly 4 times the size of its current flagship location in downtown Winter Garden, a staple there. The new brewery will also include a stage for live entertainment, an outdoor beer garden, and food hall. It's about 10 miles from the original location, which will remain open. A teacher welcomed back into a classroom after a wild party for teens ended with her arrest.
But that welcome was short-lived. Still ahead, why she's now back off the job and what the district is saying about it.
And extremely dry conditions causing a major brush fire in Volusia County. The latest on the work to contain the flames, all as a new burn ban goes into effect. You're watching News 6 Mornings. Oh, soak it in. We'll be right back.
Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results.
Good morning, Central Florida. I'm Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. Out the door right now, we're in those mid to upper 60s, pretty much area wide. We have a cold front that just came through, and that is going to continue to keep things feeling really nice, really comfortable. We're up to 82 degrees this afternoon, or one day this week where temperatures will be below average. The problem is that low humidity will also increase our fire danger. Throughout the rest of the week, though, temperatures will continue to crank up to near 90 degrees as we head into your Easter Sunday, with our best little shot for rain, though, comes next week. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve.
25-minute drive time, east and westbound average from far east or west to the central portion. So take it nice and easy. Those routine delays out on the east side, though. I'm dealing with a crash at Graves and Howland, and then a smoke advisory. You got to watch out along State Road 44 for Volusia County. Over here, western portions of 44, I have a fatal crash at County Road 475 as well, with a crash at 528 at Tropical Trail. We're kind of busy. The news continues next. Remember, get updates on our big stories. Click Orlando.com.
This portion of the news is sponsored by AK Certified Roofing. Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results.
It is 7:30. Let's get a check of our top stories. Crews are working to fully contain a brush fire that's burned hundreds of acres off State Road 44 in Volusia County. A new burn ban also went into effect overnight because of our dry conditions.
And listen up, breaking overnight, police in Altamont Springs are asking for help to find a missing 13-year-old with autism. This is Rachel Scott. She hasn't been seen since a little after 5 last night along Wymore Road. Family says they are concerned because she doesn't know the area.
And a Brevard County teacher arrested following an alcohol-fueled house party involving minors is now back off the job. The district had reassigned Carly Anderson to a new school, but then put her back on leave yesterday after body camera video showed her shouting profanities at police the night of the party.
Turning now to the weather, a new cold front moving through overnight, but you won't exactly need that thick coat. Take a look at this view.
Nice shot out there. Let's get a check of your weather with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. It's dry, Candace.
It is. And Crystal, you can put the heavier coat just away.
Yeah.
We're done.
Done
There's
with that.
no more fronts coming,
No
unless
more.
you're traveling somewhere for the summer where it's cold, right? Let's talk about the water vapor imagery. Yeah, we have so much dry air. So we had tons of dry air yesterday. We had a cold front come through overnight, and that's going to be bringing even more dry air to the forecast. The problem is this dry air, it's really fresh. It's coming in from the north. So we're talking about relative humidity, those percentages. The lower they are, the drier it is. Normally, we range this time of the year in the 50s and 60s percentile. Today, we're going to be down into the teens. So that's going to be the big concern when it comes to our fire danger, keeping it on the high threat across all of our counties. Now, temperatures out the door right now, even with that cold front coming through, the cool air or the coolish air hasn't arrived just yet. Right now, we're in the upper to mid 60s along our coastline as well. So as the kids are running out the door in the next hour or so for the bus stop, 63 is our temperatures this morning. We'll continue to warm up into the low 80s. If you have after school practices, games and whatnot, you need to get the kids to at least the weather will be comfortable. We are going to start trending things below average for one day today before we really start cranking up that heat for the weekend. We'll have more details on that temperature trend coming up in just a bit. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your News 6 traffic update.
528 east and westbound, pretty much wherever you're coming from this morning. We're still sitting in the green with that mild slowdown if you're headed out towards Cape Canaveral, right? 528 at State Road 3. Just be careful this morning. Outside of that, we're looking decent. Westbound I-4 from Sanford, we will see that delay right there at Lake Mary Boulevard. No crash. 25-minute drive, which isn't horrible. And then eastbound doing well. Poinciana Parkway, seeing those delays approaching 1792 towards Intercession, and that fatal crash still hanging out at 44 and 475. Big story of the morning is the smoke and the fires up in Volusia. So my part here to let you know, be careful. FHP has issued a smoke advisory, travel advisory, east and westbound on 44 from 95 to I-4. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Trooper Steve. We're going to continue to talk about this big brush fire. It's burning now in the woods in Volusia County. The risk for more to pop up is growing. In fact, multiple fires broke out yesterday across the area.
And that prompted a burn ban to go into effect at midnight in Volusia County, especially as officials try to get this fire contained. As of this morning, it's burned more than 250 acres south of State Road 44 between Deltona and New Smyrna Beach. News 6's Mark Lehman joining us now live from that area. How long is this burn ban expected to be in effect, Mark?
Well, officials say it's in place because of severe drought conditions, meaning it will likely remain until we get significant rain, and that might not happen for weeks. Now, this morning, that fire is still burning a few miles south from where we're at, and we have been seeing all morning long Florida Highway Patrol monitoring the area for smoky and dangerous conditions. Now, this wildfire sparked up yesterday afternoon in a rural area near Ranchette and Holly Roads. Giant plumes of smoke could be seen for miles as crews made containment lines around the fire and used a helicopter to drop water. The latest update from the Florida Forest Service is the fire grew to 270 acres and is 80% contained. They also tell us no evacuations were ordered, but firefighters have been on standby if homes need to be protected. As of midnight, that burn ban went into effect. It applies to unincorporated Volusia County, the towns of Oak Hill, Lake Helen, and Pearson. All outdoor burning is prohibited, including burning of trash and campfires. Outdoor cooking is allowed, but only if it's done with a contained grill. Violations of the ban are punishable by a fine of up to $500 and 60 days in jail. Now, all of this is happening because of the growing concerns with our dry conditions and how fires can spread so quickly. As crews are continuing to watch the conditions out here, we're working to get an update from the Florida Forest Service on if this fire has been contained any further and if it's possibly grown overnight. For now, reporting live in Volusia, Mark Lehman, News 6.
And Mark, it's not just Volusia County. Take a look at this map. All of Central Florida is currently under a high fire risk because of those dry conditions. And it was just a couple of days ago, state leaders urged Floridians to take action now to protect your homes.
Clear out your gutters, clean your roof off, make sure you don't have that fire, that fuel around your home, and build that defensible space. When our people show up, it makes their lives a lot easier.
As of yesterday, the Forest Service said there were 57 wildfires burning across the state, affecting almost 2,000 acres. The good news, most of them are contained.
A Brevard County teacher once again off the job after the district saw this body camera video from the night she was arrested at a party with underage kids.
I'm concerned about a child that's being put into a machine, into one of these vehicles.
Well, we showed you snippets of this video yesterday morning after parents were concerned to hear Carly Anderson was back in the classroom. Anderson and Roosevelt Elementary principal Elizabeth Hill Brodigan were arrested after the party at Brodigan's Cocoa Beach house in January. The district had moved Anderson from Roosevelt Elementary to Saturn Elementary in Cocoa, a decision they revoked yesterday after leaders say they saw that video for the first time.
That we're going to look into the fact that she made a public statement that was on the body cam that she was inside of that party, and that's unacceptable.
Brodigan, meanwhile, still suspended from the district. Both still face criminal charges.
New this morning, Orlando police say they've arrested a second person in connection to a deadly shooting outside a mall. Police say 29-year-old Naratha McKinney was involved with a group that was arguing outside of the Magic Mall on West Colonial Drive back on April 6th when he allegedly pulled out a gun and fired several shots in the air. Police already arrested 42-year-old Keyshawn Richard, whose wife was the niece of the victim. He's also accused of opening fire with one of the bullets hitting and killing Joseph Phillips by mistake. Both suspects are now facing manslaughter charges. Today, the man convicted of a pair of deadly hit-and-run crashes in Seminole County will learn his fate from a judge. Michael Kraft faces up to 120 years in prison for the deaths of Vincent Russo and Janika Campbell in 2021. Investigators say he hit Russo, who was on a motorcycle at the time, along State Road 46 near Summerlin Avenue and continued driving. Police say that's when Campbell stopped to try and help. Then Kraft made a U-turn, returned to the scene, and hit both of those victims, and they died. A jury found him guilty last month.
Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer is now responding to a threat from the state's top prosecutor to potentially remove him from office. First told you about this yesterday. State Attorney General James Uthmeier sent Dyer a letter, upset at comments he made last week saying people pulled over by police would not be questioned about their immigration status. He also said the 2018 act that set up that policy in the city is now null and void. The mayor responded with a letter of his own yesterday, saying neither he nor OPD have any intention of violating the law and that they will continue to support the enforcement of federal immigration law and state law.
Happening today, people in part of Volusia County are hoping to finally get some answers when it comes to years of flooding problems. Our recent hurricanes have left some communities in the county underwater, and homeowners say they know what's responsible: too much growth. News 6's Angie Casada has more on the neighborhood meeting planned for tonight for one area in particular.
For years, flooding along Taylor Road in DeLand has been more than just a nuisance. It's been a threat to homes, property, and peace of mind.
We're seeing all the development retention ponds are now leaking into the ground, and they're literally saturating it. And it's not just rainfall. They have consumptive use permits where they're bringing in water through reclaimed and deep water wells.
JC lives near Taylor Road and says things got worse when nearby development started going up.
My grandparents owned some property right up the street from where we were, so I grew up in all those woods, and it used to be dry. And as soon as they started building and all this development, it's flooded. I mean, it's flooded for square mile.
The County Public Works Department has been studying the problem, proposing several capital improvement options to reduce flooding. But many residents who we spoke with, like JC, have very little hope.
We've been doing this for 5 years. I've hired personally 4 experts, being environmental scientists, geotechnical companies, and engineers, to review this. I've spent a lot of time and money doing studies, and I've shown them all this data before, and all the studies that have been done, just like this last one that they had done.
That was News 6 reporter Angie Casada, and leaders say tonight's meeting is part of a larger effort to build trust and find solutions. It runs from 6 until 7 inside county council chambers.
All right, 7:40 now. If you're just now joining us, we've been talking about a burn ban that's in effect for some portions of Central Florida. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos joins us now with more insight on this.
Yeah, I mean, and some people would say it's dry season, it's supposed to be dry, right? Problem is it's too dry. We should be getting more, kind of more of the wetter cold fronts coming through, and for the last 6 weeks or so, we really haven't seen that. So for that reason, Lake County a few weeks ago issued the first burn ban of Central Florida. Volusia County just yesterday issuing that burn ban. So those are going to stay in effect until we actually get a decent amount of rain in the forecast. Right now, that breeze still primarily out of the northwest, gusting between 10 to 15, and it's on that northerly breeze that it's going to continue to drag in all that dry air. Notice your relative humidity. Over the next couple of hours, we could actually get down into the teens in some locations, which is really going to worsen that fire danger. So all of Central Florida right now, all in the orange there, indicating a high threat for that fire danger. But because our breeze isn't as strong, we do not have a warning in place. But just because we don't have the warning, it doesn't mean we don't take the precautions we need. Look at the rainfall totals. We did really good December, early January with our rainfall, but then by March and April, we really started to see these deficits really increase. So right now we're running between 3 and more than about 5.5 inches of rainfall in the red here when it comes to our year to date. Look at the drought monitor. We'll get the next update actually tomorrow on Thursday, but even last week's update extending now that moderate to even severe drought, including the 2 areas under those burn bans, Volusia and Lake County. Now let's check on those roadways right now with Trooper Steve. He's got your News 6 traffic update.
Right now, your drive time's on the increase, pretty high, 31 minutes if you're coming from Sanford to downtown Orlando using westbound lanes of, excuse me, of I-4. This is what happens when you eat a Cheeto right before coming on air. All right. Yep, 30 minutes there at Poinciana Parkway. I am seeing some serious delays right around Hoffner. I felt it as I was breathing that it was coming back. East and westbound out on Hoffner. Now, yesterday out on patrol, we talked about procedures you should be taking after you might be involved in a crash, like staying calm, clearing the roadway. Head over to clickorlando.com. Talked about a few different approaches depending on the style of crash that you're involved in. Now, today, weather is nice out there. I'm really excited to just roll the windows down, nice drive. Headed over to Epic Universe, that new elevated traffic circle that they've got going on there. We weren't able to do it last week. I'm gonna try to knock it out today. Come and join with me. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that Cheeto dust is potent, Steve.
It'll get you, man.
No doubt, it will. All right, thank you. 7:42 now, a new patrol car turning some heads on the highway.
Coming up, a look at FHP's sweet new ride and why they say it's set to play a crucial role in keeping our roads safe. Plus, would you want your neighborhood to look like this? How News 6 is working to get results and get this illegal trash dumping site cleaned up.
First, though, a terrifying scene at a Dallas high school. Several students hurt by gunfire. What police are saying this morning about their conditions and the person they believe fired the weapon.
At least 4 people are recovering this morning after a shooting at a Dallas high school. It happened yesterday afternoon at Wilmer Hutchins High School. One student told CBS News that she heard 7 gunshots go off. Police say they have the person they believe is responsible for pulling the trigger, but they've not given us a name.
Our primary concern is to continue to provide support, ensuring our schools are safe, and we will work with all of our community to do the very best we can to ensure that everyone feels safe. It's not enough to be safe, they also have to feel safe.
Dallas Fire Rescue says all 4 victims are expected to be okay.
We're waiting to hear back from the city of Orlando after neighbors reached out to News 6 about an illegal dumping site. Tires, trash, a bathtub, even a personal watercraft. Just a few of the items dumped on the side of a road off South Orange Avenue near Taft. News 6 anchor Ginger Gadsden went out there yesterday. She spoke to neighbors who say the problem is just getting bigger.
It's becoming a problem in Central Florida, and I would say the whole United States.
It stinks.
You probably have dead animals from eating maybe the chemicals. God knows what's inside. Usually when we do these kind of jobs, we actually suit up.
So gross. Those neighbors say they regularly go to the site to voluntarily clean up the trash and then take it to a landfill, a process in itself. We have reached out to the city. We will let you know once we hear back. Volusia County leaders just approved millions of dollars to buy land for a motocross facility. We first told you about this story yesterday. 350 acres right off of State Road 44, right next to the Volusia County Gun and Hunt Club. So it cost $4.6 million, and leaders say it's only the first step. The plan here to build both long and short courses, have some RV parking and event space that could bring in sports tourism dollars over time.
There's not one single place in this county where a parent can take their child or a grandchild and go ride dirt bikes.
All right, so critics argue the county's overpaying for the property. Several push back against last night's vote, questioning whether building a motocross track was the best use of taxpayer money.
A Chevy Corvette now decked out in black and tan. The Florida Highway Patrol introduced its newest vehicle on social media. You know they had to do it in style, right? It's a Chevy Corvette C8 Stingray. If you don't know what that is, I don't either. Just take a look at your screen. There it is.
It looks fast.
Troopers say the iconic car will play a vital role in supporting the Florida Highway Patrol's mission to ensure safety on the state roadways. And get this, FHP says this particular Corvette was seized in partnership with the Drug Enforcement Agency Task Force, meaning it was not purchased with state funds.
$3 right there. And it is sexy.
Golly.
I try not to say sexy on TV, but I'm going to say it as much as I can.
That was, though. I mean,
you get pulled over, be like, hey, trooper, I really like your car.
I would be like, can I just get out and see? Can I just see it, please? It puts results one to shame.
Take it for a lap.
Yeah.
Leave it to a highway patrol, though, because, like, you look at other states, they've got always sick cars. Why don't the police departments have? PDs don't need that.
But FHP's been winning those best contests of best looking rides.
I guarantee they will put that in the photo for the 2025 contest.
Yeah, because the 2024 they did one in front
of the Gator and the rocket.
Yeah, with the rocket and the Gator and all that
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, very cool.
Good
Look
stuff.
at the rims on that thing.
Mm.
They're huge.
There's a whole YouTube video on it. They take you for a ride.
Of course
they give
they
you
do.
the specs and all that stuff. Head over to FHP's Facebook page.
You know
It's
it by
pretty
heart now. You've watched it.
cool. I watched it about 6 times.
I know. I sit next to him.
I
all
think
the
I'm the
time.
only one that could probably fit in it. 5'8", so why not?
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, all right, I'm not going to go anywhere. Let's go. Let's talk about the weather forecast across the area.
Let's be real. Your
Not
average
say anything.
trooper is about 6 foot, right? Like, you need a pint-sized one to drive it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they should be calling you. All right, let's talk about the weather forecast across the area. Listen, we're talking about warm, dry, breezy. He started it. Warm, dry, and breezy conditions in the forecast. Today, though, will be the one and only day this week where temperatures are going to be below average. 82, that's our high today. Problem is, even though it's going to be nice and comfortable and pleasant, we still have a breeze. It is still dry, and the humidity is out of the picture for today, which is going to increase our fire danger. We talked a lot about that within the last half hour. Now we are going to continue to warm up those temperatures after a nice mild day today, pleasant, comfortably warm. Any of those kind of adjectives for the day. We're going to really start heating things up for your Easter weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday could be closing in on near 90 before another weak front comes through. By Tuesday, Just maybe we might be able to get an isolated shower or two. Our coverage on Tuesday, though, only about 20%. So here's the first front of the week. This is what just came through early this morning, late last night across central Florida. Our skies already clearing. That drier air is slowly starting to make its way in. And as it settles, you'll see a noticeably comfortable day today. Temperatures out the door right now, upper 50s to low 60s. But as we take you here hour by hour, our average, again, for this time of the year is 84. We'll be up to 82 today under mostly clear skies. And then as we head into the evening hours, that cooler, drier air will finally start settling in, which is why temperatures will be much cooler than what we started off this morning. We started all in the 60s. Tonight, we'll be in those 40s and 50s, so we'll shave off another about 10 to 15 degrees from those wake-up temperatures earlier today. Now, as we look here at the forecast, clouds and rain forecast, I should say, all that cloud cover moves out. But notice, the clock is moving. I promise the model is working, and it's moving through the next couple of hours into Thursday, even Friday. And we're really not going to be seeing much in the way of rain or cloud cover. Until about Friday morning, we could see a little bit of cloud cover moving in along that onshore breeze. But as we look ahead into the weekend, there is no rain in the forecast throughout the weekend, especially on Sunday for Easter. We will be feeling that heat with temperatures closing in on near 90 degrees. And even after Sunday, this big ridge of high pressure will build in. It will deepen and stay there at least until about Monday and Tuesday. By Tuesday, notice our rain chances. They're out of the forecast throughout the weekend, and then we're going to bump them up only about 20% though on Tuesday. As we get results here with your full 7-day forecast, we could desperately use some rain. What a nice way though to celebrate Earth Day, also on Tuesday. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve. He's got your News 6 traffic update.
I'm sure that'd be welcomed. Nice Earth going, hey. Give some of that to Florida right
yes.
now, please. Eastbound I-4, we're a little slow out by the Champions Gate, but outside of that, it's fairly routine. That slowdown at Orange and Hoffner, just south of Edgewood, no crash reported, but please be careful. So residential out here, and when crashes do happen, whether minor or big, it really messes things up. That fatal crash still out there at 44 and County Road 475. And then please, biggest thing we're paying attention to right now is the smoke and those fires up in Volusia County. Need you to be careful. 44 east and westbound between I-4 and 95, they do have that advisory. And my icon has disappeared, but the delay has not. Westbound Holland Boulevard, as you approach Graves here, just east of I-4, there is a report of a crash that had some lanes blocked. Again, the icon went away, but the delay still there. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Trooper Steve. We are hitting the road once again. This time, we are headed to Claremont. We want to hear what you love about the city and what you're concerned about. Just head to clickorlando.com/hitstheroad right now and fill out a form.
Some big changes could be on the horizon for SpaceX along our coast. How you can weigh in on the future of rocket launches. Next. Happening today, the FAA is asking for input on SpaceX's proposed plan to increase the number of launches at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. So SpaceX wants to go from 50 launches to 90 launches a year. It also wants to build a landing zone at that site for rocket landings. But the FAA wants some feedback before giving SpaceX the green light. There will be a virtual public meeting tonight. It's happening from 6 to 8, and you do need to register first to join.
Also happening today, another highly anticipated Epic Universe hotel set to officially open. The Helios Grand Hotel's opening was officially slated for a May debut, when Epic Universe opens, but the date was moved up early. The resort's biggest perk, a direct entrance into the new park. Universal says there are no buses, no long walks, just a direct path inside. Bookings are available now.
They take Affirm? I can't pay for all that. Affirm, Klarna, whatever those things are. You just pay it over like 24
Can I get an
months.
advance on that, please? All right, let's look at those temperatures out the door. We're in those mid to low 60s. That's a mild start. A nice, pleasant afternoon. Comfortably warm is what we'll call it. 82 degrees. If you have the opportunity to sit outside and enjoy it, do so, because then we are warming things back up, nearing 90 just in time for Easter on Sunday. So do not add any chocolates to those Easter egg hunts either Saturday or Sunday. And it looks like right now our best shot for some rain will be on Tuesday at only 28% though, Steve.
All right, the Villages Leesburg area, heads up. There's a power outage being reported in your area that's affecting a lot of the traffic lights. So just follow the rules. If it's completely out, please treat it as a four-way stop. I'm not seeing any major delays in your area just yet, but this is something you need to make sure you're paying attention to this morning.
Great reminder. Thank you, Steve, and thank you for joining us. We break news on ClickOrlando.com.
You can also find all of our stories on our new 6 Plus app for your TV.
Have a great Wednesday.
Go Magic!